Alright folks, we've got Space Wolves versus Eldar, 1850 points. It is Hammer and Anvil deployment, and Big Guns Never Tires the mission. So on the Space Wolf side, we have some Thunderwolf cavalry led by a battle leader. There's also a Contemptor Dreadnought on the far right there. In reserve, we've got another Contemptor Dreadnought in a drop pod. There's a Razorback with 10 Space Wolves inside. There's also 2 Stormfangs in reserve, and one of the Stormfangs has Ulrich and some Blood Claws. On my side, I have some Vipers. There's 3 of them. I also have 2 squads of 4-man jet bikes. We have a Conclave with a Farseer and some Swooping Hawks. I also have 2 squads of Guardians in the Wave Serpent, and then, of course, I've got 2 squads of regular Wraithguard in Wave Serpents as well. So, my whole idea was to basically push forward as best I could and start firing on his units. I did manage to get Eldritch Storm, which I was pretty excited about, but it was very ineffective in this round, unfortunately. Got the Apocalyptic Blast, but didn't really do too much. Took like a hull point off of the Razorback. Everything else kind of passed for the most part. I lost maybe like a Marine or so here and there. Now, I did turbo boost the jet bikes on the bottom part of the table up to his deployment zone in hopes to basically just kind of divert some of the fire from some of my units. That might not have been the best idea, because I did lose a few of them to some return fire, and the Thunderwolf cavalry moved into the center, and I did lose my, didn't lose, but the Wave Serpent was immobilized. I dumped out my entire army almost and fired in on him. One of his Contemptors dropped down in the back of my lines. Those 5 Wraithguard fired in and did no damage at all. Ugh. Did manage to take out the drop pod, which dropped out the Contemptor, and he was kind of sitting pretty, getting ready to shoot me. He did fire into a bunch of my Swooping Hawks and killed off a few of them when he was still inside. On his turn, he wiped out all of my Warlocks, but we forgot to do the assault, unfortunately. There's an assault here, which was pretty exciting, because it started to kill off some of my Wraithguard. The Storm Fang came on the table, started to lighten stuff up. The Contemptor up here, he walked in and crushed 4 jet bikes, and some fire came in on some of the Guardians and made them fall back a bit. My 2 remaining jet bikes moved down, and eventually my Farseer is going to try and come over and join up with them. The Wraithguard were slaughtered by the Wolfguard, the cavalry. I tried to move up my Wave Serpent to divert a little bit of fire away from the the Swooping Hawks, who did manage to destroy the Stormfang and almost all the Blood Claws. Ulrich did survive too, but it just wasn't enough to kill them all off, unfortunately, so it's going to divert some of my fire. Wraithguard fired in on the Contemptor and didn't do any damage. I did lose all of the Swooping Hawks to fire, and yeah, that was a bit of a mess. I lost the Wave Serpent on the far side there too. Guardians did manage to regroup and join up in that spot there. Contemptor was being all fancy and shooting at things. I lost the... well, I didn't lose it, but the Wave Serpent was immobilized on that side. I dropped out the Guardians in hopes to slow down those cavalry so I could maybe go for a tie, because it was starting to get really, really rough as the fire's been kind of pouring in on my units. I didn't kill any of the cavalry. They're just this unstoppable horde of puppies. My Guardians, though, I love Guardians for taking out Dreadnoughts. Battle Focus behind the Contemptor fired and wrecked it. I tried to put up a bit of a defense here in between the objectives in the center of the table and the Wolf Cav, but it's not going to do too much. They're just going to walk all over it, accompanied by that wonderful Dreadnought, who's going to move up into the center of the field I did manage to kill off the Bloodclaw and the Razorback, and you're going to see the Wave Serpent basically get, or the Vipers get destroyed by the fire from the regular Space Wolves in cover, and of course the other Stormfang comes on and delivers some pretty fatal blows to these poor Eldar. Overall, in the end, it pretty much ended with an 8-4 victory for the Space Wolves, and there's one objective there held by them, one in the center held by them, and then of course I did manage to hold the one over here with my Wave Serpent. So we had a nice little bunker going on. Overall, fantastic game. I was shocked at how poorly the Wraithguard performed. It was just, I couldn't roll any 6s, so the invulnerable saves were just laughing in my face. Again, fantastic game. It was a lot of fun, and I look forward to some future ones and hopefully get a little bit of revenge against these Space Wolves. So you guys take her easy, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.